Hi, it's Deb Watson, and this is the hit or miss method for an amazing watercolor wash. First, you wet the paper by dribbling on water in a random hit or miss fashion. Second, you paint into the wet wash, leaving some random areas of dry paper. As the color spreads out and dries, you can dot in more color to add variety. And last, sprinkle it with salt or spatter into the drying wash for the most texture. The hit or miss method can be used easily for watercolor flowers or for trees, like the foliage behind this fawn. So stay tuned to see the hit or miss watercolor method in action. On your drawing or tracing, keep the flower outline very light, or don't even draw an outline. Step 1 is to dribble clean water on the area you want to paint in a random pattern, leaving some paper dry. I tinted my water pink just so you could see how I do this. I load the brush and use the tip of the brush to drop water on. Second, mix up your colors. I'm using pinks and purples for this wash, with some paint straight from the tube so it's very concentrated. Then you apply the second hit or miss wash with color. Some areas with dry paper will stay unpainted, and the wet areas will blend randomly. For more variety, dot in some thicker, darker paint in some of the wet areas. For even more variety, you can dot in or spatter with clean water to create tiny blooms, and sprinkle ordinary table salt into the drying wash to create even more texture. While that dries, I mix a blue-gray using cobalt blue with a touch of burnt sienna The flowers are still damp and I can't resist adding a few more spots. More of that blue-gray wash goes on the left side of the vase to create a simple shadow, and then I dab it with a paper towel to leave a few open spots in the shadow. I paint the water with that same color, but you could use a light blue for a cleaner look. The flowers are still wet, and I dab a few edges to soften them, and then I dry everything. Next we'll add stems and leaves. I like to mix my own green, but any will do. Just add a few stems, either in the light or the dark areas, and suggest a few leaves. For the stems in the vase, you want to work wet on wet for a soft, fuzzy look. Wet the entire vase area with clean water and then paint on the stems. The green is fading out, so I add a few darker stems for variety. You could stop there with your flower picture, but some yellow will definitely brighten this up. I add thicker yellow to a few areas on the flowers. And decide to drop some yellow in the background too. Wet the background and keep the color to a cheery hint of yellow, not too solid. Last, I'm adding some white highlights on the glass and a few tiny white baby's breath flowers using my opaque white paint. The color of the water is boring, so my last bit is to jazz it up with a wash of blue. And that was a quick demonstration of how you can use the hit or miss method for easy watercolor flowers or trees or foliage. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It's really encouraging to know that people like these. Thank you for watching, and happy painting!